You know, Jonathan Wagner likes to canvass the property. He is on the golf course right now on the 16th hole with a special guest.
Thanks, Damon. Got 2022 Open champion Cameron Smith. And as opposed to me chunking and sculling chips, I thought I'd bring somebody out here that's got the best hands in the business. We're walking up the 16th fairway. Cam, this is your first time around Pinehurst No. 2. What are your initial thoughts on the place?
Mate, I love it. First of all, it's like a lot of eye candy going on. It looks so sick. The greens are probably the best greens we've putted on, I would say, close to ever. And yeah, the course is awesome. Everything I hope for. And
so when you come to a place for the first time, what are you looking at as far as preparation? I mean, this place is unique around the greens. I saw you on 14 hitting a lot of chips. Like, what are you trying to accomplish today?
I think, yeah, exactly that. Just kind of getting the gist of where the ball's going to run off to, where your best misses are around the green. You know, a lot of lines off the tee. Just all the, I guess, kind of basic stuff that you think week in, week out, and then just really getting dialed in around the greens and on the greens.
Do you feel like this place presents sort of a different test than the normal week-to-week that we see in professional golf? I mean, what is it about this place that makes it kind of different to prepare for in your mind?
It's just more challenging, right? It's the US Open. I think it's you know, as different as it is to some of the US Open golf courses we play. It is still a US Open. You still have to hit the fairway. A lot of centers are greens and a lot of two-putting. So yeah, I think number one is just those misses, especially when you're coming in out of this fescue grass. Where can you get it to, and what's going to give you best kind of opportunity for a par and kind of keeping the round going.
What's your plan? Are you going to hit the first one you skanked over into the bunker, or are you going to hit this one?
Let's go hit this one.
All right, so 2015, you sort of burst on the scene at Chambers Bay, correct?
Yeah.
Finished third, am I right?
It might not have been third, may have been fourth or fifth. Yeah.
But that was your first experience in a U.S. Open in contention. Yep. Do you see any similarities with this golf course to Chambers Bay as far as like green surrounds or anything like that?
I think there's a lot of runoffs kind of similar to that. As far as the rest of the golf course goes, probably not a hell of a lot, but definitely around the greens, just those kind of, you know, upside down saucepans, balls running off everywhere. There's probably going to be a lot of putting this week off the green as well. So yeah, there's a fair few.
Okay. All right, so your second ball into the green hit right here into the front and came off into this collection area here, front left. If you're going to hit some shots over here to these left pins that Sam just put down, like what are you thinking club-wise on a pitch like that?
I think first and foremost, just kind of getting a gauge of what that slope's going to do there at the front and the lie. I think the lie will kind of dictate what club I use this week. I've got a kind of a high bounce 56 and then a low bounce 60. So those into the grain shots, I like to just grab 56 out.
Just because you have more bounce to protect the contact?
More bounce, and then just add a little bit of loft, and from there it's really the same motion.
Do you find playing off of Bermuda different than other grasses and the bounce really helps you more? Or
yeah.
Do you, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. This stuff is pretty short, but it's still pretty sticky. There's not a lot of grass there. It could definitely be grainier, but there's still a fair bit there.
Which one are you going to, the front one or the back one?
Let's go to the front one. I'm just going to try and hit like a nice little bump and run here.
Ooh. Can you come out later with me and hit some chips on the night show?
I wasn't going to mention it on TV, but I did see your chipping clinic the other week. It was pretty impressive.
Impressively terrible. Take me one to that back flat, or that back one.
Yep.
And like when you're chipping off a Bermuda, do you change your setup? A lot of people like to raise their hands a little bit to get the heel off the ground. Do you do anything different off a grass like this?
On a longer shot like this, not so much. On a shorter shot, I'll definitely get the raise the hands and try and take out as much as that, just because you don't have as much speed. So speed and loft generally around the greens are your friend. So this one I'll just flight it a touch more, so not really changing the setup too much, just opening the club face.
the interaction with the ground is so key. When you're chipping into the grain on Bermuda, it's nice to not really disturb the grass. It just the contact and the clip that you have is pretty spectacular. All right, so on a week like this, what percentage would you say your practice is around the greens versus full game?
I think you learn so much around the greens as well, you know, second shot in. So I like to spend a ton of time around the green. I would say, you know, maybe 1 or 2 balls off the tee, really get your line dialed in, and then from there just chipping and putting. There's, you know, from what I've seen so far, you don't want to be above the hole or behind the hole. So, yeah, so a lot of chipping up the green, a lot of bunker shots. There's a lot of kind of these slopes that just kind of, you pull it, you know, a yard or 2 and you're in a bunker, and a pretty nasty little bunker shot. So a lot of time in the bunker, a lot of chips up the green has been the gist so far. Oh,
well, that looked like me.
That was a Johnson shot.
Cam, you are looking pretty dialed in. I wish you all the best this week. Speaking of dialed in, your mustache is pretty dialed in too.
I wouldn't say that I'm in your league, but I'm trying.
You're doing the best with what you have. But
thanks.
Thank you, and man, have a great week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You.
Cheers.
Thanks, Cam.